Your forecast first.
Sponsored by ESL Federal Credit Union.
Good evening, Rochester. Getting a nice soaking rainfall here this evening. Check out your forecast first. We've got more showers coming your way right through the overnight. We'll let you know if they last through the week. Coming up.
Also ahead, 6 teenagers are arrested in a stolen car, while law enforcement says it's a growing problem. And one local festival is hoping the recent surge in COVID cases doesn't put a damper on reopening plans. That story's coming up.
From the team you can trust, this is News 8 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. More than 200,000 people in Monroe County have received at least one shot of the COVID-19 vaccine. But the surge of new cases continues tonight. 222 new COVID cases reported today. The 7-day rolling average is now 3.1%, the highest it's been since February. Hospitalizations are nearing the 200 mark, with 45 people in intensive care. The surge in numbers is already having an impact, and many are watching closely to see what happens. That includes organizers of the LILAC Festival. Jack Watson joining us live from Highland Park this evening. And Jack, this festival is just weeks away. It's already being scaled back. Now we have this surge in cases. What are organizers saying?
That's right, Maureen. And LILAC 21 will already come with some restrictions. And with precautions, organizers hope they can keep things safe even with a month out. We see this increase in cases. April showers bring May, you know the rest. And with spring in bloom, Lilacs and LILAC Festival are right around the corner.
As you probably know, we're not doing the full LILAC Festival this year.
Organizer Jeff Springett says the revamped festival, planned across 3 weeks, is drawing tons of interest.
So tickets are going briskly. It's been a while since people had a chance to go out in a safe environment.
As we look forward to regaining some normalcy with the festival, we're reminded that coronavirus cases are up, and markedly so. Health experts like Dr. Michael Mendoza this week have warned we're in the midst of another surge in cases brought on by new variants of the virus.
This variant is much more contagious. We do not know that it is necessarily more lethal, but we know it is more contagious, and that's, in my view, the reason why we are seeing these increases in our numbers.
In the same breath, over 40% of the county has had at least one vaccine dose. And as for the festival, a host of preventative measures are planned, even as those promising vaccine numbers go up.
There's no question that the festival itself is reimagined and somewhat abbreviated this year. And everything we're doing, for obvious reasons, has to be done with public safety in mind.
Springett says they're watching the cases every day. His hope is the numbers go back down before the festival starts. And Maureen, to be clear here, the festival has not implemented any supplemental changes in addition to the ones that they've already made for LILAC Festival 2021. But a month is still a long time, and we could potentially see things if cases go up. They are, of course, monitoring those numbers. And hopefully we do get some better weather for LILAC when it comes in May. Live here in Rochester, Jack Watson, News 8.
All right, Jack Watson, thank you. More than 205,000 people in Monroe County have had a complete vaccination series, that is, 2 vaccine shots. Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Mendoza says that's good news, but given the surge, it is important to continue vaccinating as many people as possible. In Wayne County, a clinic for the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine is opening tomorrow at the Lyons Community Center between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Shots will be available for people 18 and older. The registration link is available at this story over on rochesterfirst.com. Another local school district is scaling back plans for full reopening because of the surge in new cases. Last week we told you that the Hilton Central School District was preparing to welcome all students back full-time beginning April 19th. Now that only applies to students in kindergarten through 6th grade. Students in 7th through 12th grade will continue hybrid learning. Next, a developing story out of Gates. Gates police arresting 6 teenagers after they were pulled over in a stolen car. That car led police on a 2-mile chase before coming to a stop. According to Gates police, a handgun was thrown out of the car during the chase and another was found inside. The teens range in age from 18 to 16. Gates Police Chief James Van Bretterode saying it's an unfortunate pattern they're seeing.
It's a Friday night, you're in a stolen car, you have 2 loaded pistols, nothing good is going to happen with that type of a scenario. And so our plea to our legislators and to the juvenile justice system is, what system or what services are being put in place to take care of those kids? We're setting them up for state prison, right, if we don't provide that supervision, or we're setting them up for tomorrow's obituary.
Gates Police pointed out that these latest arrests have not been connected to the fatal carjacking in Gates last week. A Rochester man is in stable condition after being shot last night. This happening on Greenlee Street in the city. The 53-year-old was taken to the hospital with at least 1 gunshot wound. No suspects are in custody. Police are investigating, and they ask anyone with information to call 911. A Genesee County man is dead after an ATV crash in Oakfield last night. New York State Police say 43-year-old Thomas Butler was killed when the ATV he was driving in hit a rocky embankment and flipped. A passenger was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say no one on board was wearing a helmet. The Monroe County Sheriff's Department is canceling a missing persons report. Mark Galloway was reported missing by family yesterday. The sheriff has alerted us that he has been found safe. Senator Chuck Schumer is looking for money to combat mental health challenges. He is asking the federal government now to release $5 billion promised in the American Relief Bill earmarked to fund mental health assistance programs. Schumer says that on average, 3 times more people than last year at this time report struggling with mental health systems that include depression, anxiety, and drug use.
The bottom line is this can't wait. This has been a silent, stealth illness, mental illness, that has dramatically increased with COVID. And if we let it fester, if we knew nothing about it, it will get worse, and it will take our society a lot longer to get back to normal.
The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration is in charge of releasing those funds. Some 40 volunteers helped spruce up the Susan B. Anthony neighborhood today. The city of Rochester provided the materials. The help came from members of the Church of God. They picked up extra litter and debris in that historic neighborhood.
Due to the pandemic, not a lot of cleanup has been happening. Despite the weather conditions, we still happily come out smiling behind our masks just to build a safe, clean, and beautiful community.
And the rain did not stop the Brighton Farmers Market from opening today. It is early spring season at the market. This session will run from now until May 2nd and Sunday, May 9th in the Brighton High School parking lot. It'll feature early crops and goods from local farms. SNAP benefits are accepted by most vendors there, and everybody out and about, despite the rain, carrying their umbrellas and whatnot. Josh Nichols joining us now. Josh, I am liking this rain. We need it.
Perfect to watch the Masters here on WROC, Maureen, and exactly what the doctor ordered. Just a little bit more than a ½ an inch in the old rain bucket, and sorely needed showers to be sure, as we have a significant rainfall deficit. That rainfall deficit definitely got dented today. There may still be some additional showers to deal with, especially as we head through the latter part of the night. And don't be shocked if you hear a rumble of thunder the week ahead. Unsettled, safe to say, but we need more of this rain. We're going to get some. It's going to be the next couple of days that brings more rounds of showers, and the weather, the temperature, definitely on the seasonable side, to say the least. As far as the drought monitor is concerned here, we are technically at this point abnormally dry in most of the area, but even moderate drought being observed in many spots. But again, that is being alleviated considerably here. 59 degrees, the temperature in Rochester, the wind coming in out of the southeast at 15 miles per hour. We're into the low 60s here back to the west. Greece here at 60 right now, Dansville at 61 degrees. Keep in mind that the normal high is still in the low 50s, so this is quite the setup. And look at this setup. Speaking of setups, this is like a big old wheel of misfortune here, pinwheeling over Ohio. Misfortune in that the rain had to fall, I suppose, on a weekend. But again, we sorely needed some of this. There's even been a few thunderstorms observed on radar off to our north and west and out through parts of central Pennsylvania. But this is just a good old-fashioned soaking that we're seeing right now. Radar shows those bands of showers moving in on a southeasterly flow, and they'll continue for a little while longer. Again, we've already had nearly 6/10 of an inch, and the gardens, the lawns, the farm fields are going to be the beneficiaries of additional rain, probably to the tune of maybe another ½ inch to an inch in parts of the Finger Lakes in particular. And our futurecast shows that very nicely. Again, some more rounds of showers will come our way. They'll move from south to north during the course of the overnight. I think we are going to get a little bit of a break in the morning. That'll be nice. So if you are making plans to get your day going tomorrow already, well, you can plan on probably a dry start, but then there will be additional showers blossoming with the heating of the day and the instability that's left with that area of low pressure, especially off to the east. So again, the call for the night tonight, showers, maybe even a brief rumble. The overnight low temperature right around 51 degrees. Coffee cast time, pouring that cup of coffee when the sun does get up, which, by the way, sunrise is now at 6:33. We're into the 50s in the morning, and again, there will be some additional showers to speak of, especially into the afternoon. Have a check of that 8-day forecast. Again, the next few days, temperatures into the upper 50s and low 60s. Best chance for rain again later tomorrow and then Tuesday. Another round will come on Thursday. And then if all goes according to plan, we dry out for the weekend, Maureen.
All right, we'll have to aim for next Saturday, but in the meantime, we welcome the rain. And that's the web edition of News 8 at 6. Keep it on rochesterfirst.com for news updates through the evening, and then join us tonight for News 8 at 11. Have a good evening.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.